It began with a simple notification. You have been added to Yemen contingency planning. As the editor-in-chief of, I receive countless messages daily, but this one, on my encrypted Signal app, immediately struck me as odd. Opening the group, I was met with a flurry of messages, some dating back weeks. The participants, prominent members of the Trump administration, including National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Vice President J.D. Vance, among others. It quickly became clear that I was not meant to be privy to this high-level discussion, much less the highly classified information being shared. This was no ordinary group chat. It was a window into the inner workings of a president preparing for war. My initial shock gave way to a journalist's instinct, to understand the story unfolding before my very eyes. The messages revealed a heated debate within the administration regarding a planned military strike on Houthi targets in Yemen. Operational details, including targets, weapon systems, and even potential casualty estimates, were openly discussed, painting a disturbing picture of the administration's decision-making process. The casual, almost reckless manner in which highly sensitive information was being shared was deeply troubling. It was evident that the group's members, accustomed to operating in secrecy, had let their guard down, assuming their digital fortress was impenetrable. They were wrong. The ramifications of this leak, both for the individuals involved and for the Trump administration as a whole, were immediately apparent. This was not just a political scandal, it was a national security breach of unprecedented proportions. The Signal messages exposed a deep rift within the Trump administration regarding the timing and justification for the Yemen strikes. On one side were the hawks, led by the hawkish Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, who argued for swift and decisive action against the Houthis. Hegseth, a decorated veteran and vocal critic of the Biden administration's foreign policy, viewed the strikes as a necessary show of force, a way to reassert American dominance in the region after years of perceived weakness. On the other side were the Doves, led by Vice President J.D. Vance, who expressed concerns about the economic impact of the strikes and the potential for civilian casualties. Vance, a relative newcomer to Washington's corridors of power, urged caution, arguing for a more diplomatic approach to the crisis in Yemen. The debate played out in stark terms within the Signal group. Hegseth, in one message, dismissed Vance's concerns as naive, arguing that the only language these terrorists understand is force. Vance countered by accusing Hegseth of warmongering and prioritizing military solutions over diplomacy. The messages revealed a president caught between two opposing factions, each vying for his ear. Trump, known for his impulsiveness and disdain for traditional foreign policy expertise, seemed to vacillate between the two camps, at times embracing Hegseth's hawkish rhetoric, at other times expressing reservations about the potential consequences of military action. This internal struggle, laid bare in the cold light of digital text, offered a glimpse into the chaotic and often contradictory nature of the Trump administration's foreign policy decision-making process. The level of detail regarding the planned Yemen strike shared within the Signal group was staggering. Hegseth, in a series of messages sent on March 15, 2025, 2 hours before the attack, laid out the operation in its entirety. He identified the targets, key Houthi military installations and infrastructure in and around Sana'a, Yemen's capital. He specified the weapon systems to be used: Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from warships in the Red Sea, and precision airstrikes carried out by F-35 fighter jets. He even went so far as to provide a timeline for the operation, indicating that the strikes would commence at approximately 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time. The messages also revealed the administration's justification for the strikes. Hegseth cited recent Houthi attacks on U.S. interests in the region, including the bombing of a U.S. military base in Djibouti, that resulted in the deaths of 2 American soldiers. He also pointed to the Houthis' ties to Iran, accusing Tehran of supplying the group with sophisticated weapons systems, including ballistic missiles capable of reaching Israel. The Trump administration, Hegseth argued, could not stand idly by while American lives were at risk, and Iran continued to exert its influence in the region. The Yemen strikes, he believed, were necessary to send a clear message to both the Houthis and their Iranian backers. The United States would not tolerate aggression against its interests. The White House responds: confirmation and deflection. The Espionage Act, enacted in 1917, was originally designed to combat interference with military operations and support national defense. Over the years, its scope has expanded to address a wide range of national security concerns. Records violations, on the other hand, encompass the mishandling of classified information, unauthorized access, and improper storage. These violations can have serious consequences, not just for individuals, but for national security as a whole. Understanding the implications of these laws is crucial, especially in today's digital age. where information can be both a powerful tool and a significant risk. So how do these legal frameworks impact modern national security? And what measures are in place to ensure compliance? Let's delve deeper into these questions. In the wake of the scandal, there has been a rare moment of unity in Congress. Both sides of the aisle are expressing outrage, with many calling for immediate resignation. This bipartisan reaction underscores the gravity of the situation, as lawmakers push for accountability and transparency. Encrypted messaging apps are designed to protect user privacy, but they also pose significant security risks. These platforms can be exploited by bad actors to conceal illicit activities. National security experts warn that while encryption is crucial for personal privacy, it can be a double-edged sword, complicating efforts to monitor and prevent threats. The ethical and legal ramifications of this issue are complex. On one hand, there is a need to protect individual privacy and civil liberties. On the other hand, there is a pressing need to ensure national security. Legal experts debate the balance between these two priorities, highlighting the challenges in creating policies that address both concerns effectively. The controversy extends beyond domestic borders. Emails revealed connections to overseas operations, including activities in Yemen. This international dimension adds a layer of complexity, as it involves foreign policy and international law. The implications are far-reaching, affecting not just national security but also diplomatic relations.